You're watching the News Point. I'm Shubham with you, and it's 24th of September 2025, and halfway across the world in New York, something big is brewing. I've been glued to the updates coming out of the 88th United Nations General Assembly, where External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar just wrapped up a high-level meeting of like-minded global South countries. Honestly, it feels like a breath of fresh air amidst all the chaos we have been dealing with lately. As someone who loves digging into geopolitics, I can't help but feel this moment could change the game of developing nations and maybe the world. Picture this: the UN headquarters is buzzing with delegates from 193 countries, and amid the usual hustle, Jaishankar gathers leaders from places like Singapore, Mauritius, Nigeria, and even tiny island nation like the Maldives. It's not just another meeting, it's a chance for the global South, where over 85% of us live, to stand up and be heard. He kicked things off with a heartfelt reality check. We meet in increasingly uncertain times when the state of the world is a cause for mounting concern, he quoted. And boy, does that hit home. Think about the last few years. The COVID-19 mess left many of us scrambling for vaccines, with low income countries getting just a sliver of the doses back in 2020. Then there is the ongoing pain from the Ukraine's conflict, which just jacked up food prices by 20% in Africa, and the heartbreak in Gaza, where 1.9 million people are displaced. On top of that, climate disasters, shaky trade, and the slow grind of the sustainable development goals have left us all a bit worn out. Jaishankar put it perfectly: the rights and expectations of developing countries are today under challenge. A nod to decade of hard-fought progress since the Bandung Conference in 1955. He's not wrong to turn to multilateralism as a lifeline. It feels natural when the world's spinning out of control, but here's the catch. He admitted it's not all rosy. International organizations are being rendered ineffective or starved of resources. I can't help think but of the UN Security Council, where vetoes have stalled over 50 resolutions since 2000, or the IMF, where the US holds outsized power despite representing just 18% of global GDP. It's frustrating, and Jaishankar's call to fix this resonates deeply. So what's this plan? He laid out some practical ideas to bring us together. First, he wants fair economic practices that level up the playing field. Think democratizing production to make life more secure. Then there is a push for stable trade and investment, especially more South-South deals, which currently make up just 15% of global trade compared to the North's 60%. He also talked about building together supply chains so we are not at the mercy of one supplier. Subtle shade at China's BRI dominance, perhaps. And with conflicts like Ukraine and Gaza hitting food and energy hard, he's urging quick action, protecting our shared spaces like shipping lanes, and disaster relief is another big one, alongside using tech like India's UPI system now in 20 countries to lift us up. His vision? A fair shot for the global South in every domain. But he didn't stop at principles. He rolled out his sleeves with specific suggestions. He proposed using existing groups like G77 and NAM to plan ahead, bringing our unique strength, India's vaccine efforts, 66 million COVAX doses, digital tools, farming know-how to the table. On climate, he's tired of northern excuses and wants initiatives that work for us, not just justify their greenwashing. He's excited about AI's potential, projected to add $15.7 trillion to the global economy by 2030, and wants us to shape it fairly. And the big one, reforming the UN and multilateralism itself, pushing for things like UNSC expansion, which 106 nations backed for India's bid. What I loved was how this was not just talk in a room. Jaishankar was out there connecting. Just the day before, on September 23, he sat down with world's Sultan Ahmed bin Sulaiman to chat about how global shifts are reshaping trade and logistics. Pretty strategic, as India aims for $200 billion in trade with Singapore by 2030. Then, on September 22, he joined an EU meeting with Brazil and Mexico, diving into Ukraine, Gaza, and India-EU ties. The EU's Kaja Kallas and Ambassador Harvey Delphine were impressed, with Delphine noting Jaishankar's view are much appreciated, quote unquote. It's like he's weaving a web, linking south to north and back again, countering the usual power blocks. This feels like a bigger play, with BRICS Plus growing to 10 members and India balancing its quad role. Jaishankar's move challenges China's tech lead, 70% of global patents, and BRI debts, while pushing for a fairer UNSC potential, boosting resolution up by 40% if reformed. But it's not all smooth. Differences between say Cuba's socialism and Bahrain's monarchy, or northern pushback with pacts like AUKUS, could trip things up. Still, he's betting up on small wins like joint veto WTO moves to keep momentum. Looking ahead to 2030, I wonder what's possible. Maybe a United Nations Security Council with India and Brazil, or maybe US-China rivalry will overshadow us. Most likely, India will be the go-to mediator, hosting the 2026 NAM summit. With southern debt at $9 trillion and climate costs rising, Jaishankar's push for a fair playing field feels urgent. This meeting is not just a moment, it's a foundation. I'll be keeping an eye on COP30 in Brazil next year and G20 Rio 2025 to see where this goes. As he wrapped up, Jaishankar's word stuck with me, and I quote, "I look forward of hearing from you all. Anytime any of us commit is a statement in itself." It's a humble yet bold call for someone like me who loves geopolitics. This is a story to follow closely. The global south is not just asking for a seat at the table. We are building our own. Until the next update, I'll be watching, learning, and hoping you're watching the News Point. I'm Shubham. Until next time.